Clutch rounds have a huge impact in Valorant.
Nice.
Yes.
Schön.
Sehr stark.
Not only do they boost your own confidence when you win them, but they also give a significant boost to your team's morale, while at the same time causing frustration on the enemy team. So one big clutch round can spiral into determining the outcome of the entire game. But how does one develop from the crumbling under pressure guy to the clutch player who is able to perform when it matters most? Tip number 1 I have for you is taking your time. And this is a really important one. Too many players become hectic as soon as they get into a clutch situation. They move poorly, stop clearing angles properly, and their brain simply shuts down. If that sounds like a description of yourself, then let me tell you, you have more time than you think you do. Just because the bomb starts ticking faster, that doesn't mean it's going to explode in 5 seconds. Listen in on this example. The bomb is ticking fast now, but there is no reason to panic. To be fair, a teammate got half the fuse in this situation, which makes things a lot easier for me, but still, the key is making good use of that extra time. We will analyze this example further throughout this video, but note already how getting the 2 kills only took 1 second, while the rest of the time was spent on making sure I don't get caught off guard and die for free on the way there. Use your time to think, to get into a good position, and to properly clear the possible angles, and the kills will come to you. You don't need to rush towards getting them. The second key in clutches is info. You need to figure out where the enemies are or make educated guesses on where they are positioned most likely. This is where your game sense needs to kick in. The foundation of game sense is awareness. Going back to our example, my teammate gets killed by Breach, who I can therefore spot on the minimap. After I clear out connector, it's clear that Breach must have gone back to side. So I proceed to clear the close angles in case one of the 2 enemies decides to peek me aggressively. I have no info on Fade yet, which is until she throws her eye from C-Link. So now I know Fade's position for sure, however the Breach could be anywhere, in B main, C-Link with Fade, or upper. And this is where things transition to tip number 3, putting yourself in the opponent's shoes. The most simple approach to figuring out their position and play is to ask yourself, what would you do in their spot? In this case, the Breach got a kill to make it a 2 versus 1, so he will most likely not give me an easy fight and rather go back to safety to later on peek together with Fade. From the spot we've last seen him in, upper seems to be the easiest and fastest way to get into cover and a powerful position to play time. That's where I would go, and so it's the educated guess that I'm gambling on, because most of the time you have to gamble on something in clutch situations. Now, I still clear the close angles rather carefully, and when Fade throws her eye, I am ready for Breach to swing from upper on a timing to try and close the round out early. However, the more time passes, the more clear it becomes that both of them try to play out the situation properly and not give me contact until I tap the bomb. Now this is where our final step comes in. Identifying the winning play. With every clutch situation, the circumstances are going to be different, and your job is to process the information down to the play that you're going for in order to try and win. This is also called the percentage play sometimes. This could be sticking the bomb right away, delaying time with post-plant utility, or repositioning into an angle that the opponent doesn't expect. There are countless possibilities. Going back to our specific example, the number 1 thing I have going in my favor is the bomb being halved already. As soon as I tap it, the enemies are pretty much going to be forced to swing out and check if I'm not sticking the defuse. So the play forms in my head. I'm going to tap the bomb, immediately get off and start silently pushing into the Fade and C-Link as deep as I can to catch her off guard with bad crosshair placement, since she is peeking at the bomb. Right after, I'm flicking around to the spot where I expect Breach to peek from in order to trade. Now it must be said that it's definitely a mistake on Breach's part to peek here, because after the kill on Fade, it's clear that I'm not on the bomb. He can delay time further and jiggle peek after my next tap, and soon there wouldn't even be time left for a defuse from half. But with that being said, if enemies always played perfectly, then no clutch would ever be possible. Now, as I mentioned, there are countless different types of clutch situations, and it's impossible to analyze them all in one guide. But our gameplay breakdown with educational notes and commentary features quite a few tricky spots, and so it's the perfect video for you to watch next and further improve your game sense. It's linked right here. I'll talk to you all in the next video. See you then. Much love. Peace.